Rome. Since he became Pope nearly 2 years ago, the world has become accustomed to Pope Francis' folksy manner. Indeed, with his homespun anecdotes and off-the-cuff quips, the Pope at times comes off more like a plain-spoken uncle than the leader of the world's 1.2 billion Roman Catholics. But with his latest choice of words, he said this week that Catholics should not feel compelled to breed like rabbits. The Pope appears to have set a new standard for the papal vernacular, amusing to some and insulting to others. Speaking to reporters Monday on a return flight from a week-long trip to Sri Lanka and the Philippines, the Pope made the remark about rabbits. "Excuse the expression," he added, and said Catholics should instead practice responsible parenthood, noting that various birth control options exist that do not defy the Church's ban on contraception. But it was the rabbit remark that set the social media sphere aflame, mostly with bemused reactions. Photos and cartoons of bunnies, not all publishable in a mainstream newspaper, proliferated on Twitter. One user, Gabriel Sanchez, asked whether anyone knew the official Eastern Orthodox position on house rabbits. Has it developed or just been obscured over the decades? Other users advised Catholics to hop to it. Some news outlets reported that German rabbit breeders accused the Pope of vilifying the species with spurious claims. In Italy, the Pope invariably made front-page news. Most newspaper editors found the rabbit reference hard to resist. One commentator for the Turin daily La Stampa rechristened the Pope Father Rabbit, and suggested that his remarks would go down in posterity as the Sermon of the Rabbit. But some Catholics took offense. A Twitter user named Rachel Penny called the Pope to task. How does he propose women be responsible, having fewer children if he refuses to support hormonal BC? She asked, referring to birth control. And Catholics for Choice, which opposes the Church's ban on contraception, said Francis' remarks were particularly troubling because of the Catholic hierarchy's continued global war on birth control and reproductive choice. Pope Francis needs to confess the sin he is guilty of, along with his brother bishops in the Catholic hierarchy, that of being a gatekeeper who stops people from making responsible decisions about sex, the group said in a news release. To make his point, Francis recalled a parishioner pregnant with her 8th child after 7 cesarean sections. Does she want to leave the 7 as orphans? The Pope said. This is to tempt God. I speak of responsible paternity.